Hi everyone, Mr. Machado here. Today we are going to be talking about vocabulary. As you remember from last week, the word vocabulary means important words that I should know or I should understand in order to be able to talk about a certain topic. You might already have guessed what's the topic of today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Easter. Yes, Easter is coming up, and I thought it would be interesting for us to learn some of the important words about that topic. We are going to learn some words, we are going to read a little passage about Easter, and we are going to complete an activity at the end of this video. So let's jump right in. Let's learn some new words about Easter. The first word we are going to talk about is the word commemorate. The word commemorate is a verb. It's an action word. To commemorate means to remember or to honor something. Let's read the example. We would like to commemorate his many years of service with a gold medal. If I look at the picture, I can see a soldier receiving a gold medal. They are commemorating, they are honoring, they're remembering his many years of service with the gold medal. So to commemorate is to remember something, to honor something. The next word we are going to talk about is the word symbol. A symbol is a noun. A symbol is any object or shape or sign that represents something else, represents another thing. For example, the rose is a symbol of love. So if I want to show love towards someone, I can give them a rose. The rose is the symbol of love. Another example, a flag is a symbol of a country. There are many countries around the world. Every single country has its own flag, and every flag represents that own country. So a symbol is something that represents something else. The next word is the word Christian. The word Christian is a noun, and it can also be an adjective, which is a word that describes a noun. A Christian is someone who believes in Jesus Christ and follows his teachings. So the word Christian has to do with a religion. It has to do with Christianity. Let's take a look at the example. Easter is an important Christian holiday. We are going to understand why later when we read our passage. The next word is the word religious. The word religious is an adjective. It's a word that describes a noun. Anything that's religious has to do with a religion, with some spiritual beliefs. For example, the Bible is a religious book. So I know that the Bible is a book about religion. If you look at the picture on the right side, they are all symbols. So we know that a symbol is something that represents something else. All of those symbols represent different religions around the world, different beliefs around the world. And a quick side note right here. There are many religions around the world. Different religions have different beliefs, have different practices. Everyone has the freedom to choose the religion they want to follow or not to follow a religion at all. It's up to every single one of us. The important thing that we should keep in mind is respect. We should respect everybody else's beliefs the same way we want our beliefs to be respected. So remember to treat everyone that's different than you with respect. The next word is the word rebirth. The word rebirth is a noun. It's the act of being born again, a revival, or a new beginning. The word rebirth always makes me think of a phoenix. I don't know if you know what a phoenix is, but a phoenix is not a real animal. It's a fantasy animal, just like unicorns and dragons. It never really existed, but there are many stories about them. A phoenix was a very powerful bird that never died. It would burn itself to ashes, but it would come back to life and therefore live again. So that's why I always make the connection with the word rebirth. Another way for you to think about the word rebirth is when you look at the seasons. During the winter here in New England, everything gets dry. The leaves fall off, there are no more animals around, they're all hibernating, everything gets quiet, gray, you don't see a lot of life. It almost feels like everything is dead, even though it's not. And then spring comes and you start seeing animals around, you start seeing new buds and flowers coming up, leaves are showing up on trees. That is the rebirth of nature. You are going to hear that expression as well. So let's read the example. The money from her dad resulted in the rebirth of her shop. When I read that sentence, I think about Lil's shop, just like there on the picture. Lil was probably really having a hard time, not making a lot of sales. She was probably about to close her store, to close her shop. And then her father gave her some money to help out. That resulted in the rebirth of the shop. a new beginning, a new start for the shop. So now she doesn't have to close the shop anymore. Now she can try it again. The next word is the word dye. The word dye can either be a verb or a noun. To dye is to color something by soaking or using dye. So dye is also the name of the substance, the thing that you use to color something. So that's why it's both a noun, it's the name of something, and also the verb, also the action. He dyed his hair for Halloween. You can see that he changed the color of his hair using dye. One of the Hooks Pride activities that we have at the end of fourth grade, it's a tie-dye activity, where fourth graders use dye to change colors of a t-shirt and to make fun and cool patterns just like the one above. So that's it. We just learned some new vocabulary about Easter, and now we are ready to read our passage. Just like last week, I'm going to project the passage and I want you to pause the video. Your job is to read the passage at least one time by yourself. I know some of the words might be a little hard. Don't worry about it. Read the words you know. Make sure to focus on the new words you just learned. And then when you come back, we are going to read the passage together. Get started. Okay, great. Now that you read the passage one time, your brain's already familiar with what the passage is about. So now let's read one more time together. Follow along with me. Easter is the greatest festival of the Christian Church. According to the Christian beliefs, Easter Sunday commemorates the miracle of Christ's rebirth or resurrection 3 days after his death. Christians all over the world celebrate Easter by attending church services, praying, and spending time with family and close friends. Easter falls on a different day each year. What day does Easter fall on this year? Although Easter is celebrated as a religious holiday, it also has a non-religious side. The arrival of spring had been celebrated for all over the world long before Easter became a Christian holiday. Many years ago, spring festivals were held each year to celebrate new life and the rebirth of nature. In many parts of the world, flowers and plants begin to reappear after the long winter, and birds return to build their nests. Because the resurrection of Christ occurred in the early spring, the two celebrations have become closely tied together. There are many symbols associated with the Eastern season. Lambs, chicks, bunnies, and other baby animals symbolize the birth of new life. One of the most well-known symbols of Easter and springtime is the egg, which also represents new life. In modern times, chocolate Eastern eggs and bunnies have become very popular. The white lily, also a symbol of rebirth, is the traditional Easter flower. In many cultures, pastries such as hot cross buns are also an important part of Easter. Great! We learned some new vocabulary, you read the passage by yourself once, and now we just read the passage together. You are ready to answer a few questions. This is our exit ticket for today. Reread the passage and answer the following questions. What does Easter Sunday commemorate? What do Christians do to celebrate Easter? Before Easter, there were many spring festivals. What were these festivals celebrating? What are some symbols associated with the Easter season? What is the traditional Easter flower? And here's your bonus question. What does your family do to celebrate Easter or the beginning of spring? So that's it. If you need to read the passage again to find the answers, just go back to the video, pause the video. If you need to hear Mr. Machado reading one more time, you can do the same. All the questions are in a document that was uploaded to your Google Classroom. So make sure to check the document and answer the questions right there. That's the best way for Mr. Machado to see your answers and be able to give you some feedback. And when you finish everything, there's also a fun challenge. There's a little Easter game that you can play at home. That's it. I hope you enjoy Easter with your family this Sunday, and I'll see you next time. Take care.